Will cross-publishing tier 1 posts in the same tier 1 ring give it a boost, basically making the same tier 1 ring as a tier 2 ring without creating new rings, but just making new IFTTT applets? For example, say you have a money site which gets published to tier 1 ring and the following properties: Blogger, Tumblr, Twitter. Let's say you post all the Blogger posts to Tumblr and Twitter of the same tier 1 with URLs to the Blogger site, not the money site. I don't also Tumblr to Blogger, Tumblr to Twitter, Twitter to Blogger, Twitter to Tumblr. I would, you can test with that, BB. I don't know. A lot of your questions are theoretical. I would recommend that you test that stuff. I don't know why you would want to do that. That seems like a ton of additional work that's really unnecessary. Just, I mean, keep it simple, man. Like, I know we're all in the SEO and we all try to like create these elaborate schemes to outsmart Google, but sometimes just keep it simple. Like, I'm not picking on you, BB, but a lot of this stuff like that just makes my head hurt just thinking about that, seriously, because that's just way overcomplicated. And the problem with doing some elaborate types of like, applet setups like that is when something breaks down, like the whole thing stops working, right? And then it's hard to troubleshoot. It's a lot of trial and error to figure out where the breakdown is and that kind of stuff. That's why I keep it simple, man. Like, seriously, like branded tier 1 ring, and I'm not even doing much syndication now because of the restrictions of IFTTT. It's not really necessary. I still do syndicate to Tumblr and WordPress of the syndication networks, and then I also set up an applet for a Facebook page and for Twitter if we have a Twitter account. We're not getting Twitter accounts for every location now either, because Twitter's gotten so much harder to create accounts on now. So honestly, I'm not really syndicating near as much as I used to. It's more about the branded profiles and interlinking them, right? I talk about this almost every week, but expanding the entity footprint, adding nodes to the knowledge graph for that brand, right? So that's why I talk about like Syndication Academy is still a great course. And I highly recommend it, because if you just go out and follow, and again, it's something a VA can do, you plug a VA into the Syndication Academy training, even if it's not about syndication anymore. Every 2 weeks, SC does another update webinar. SC's our trainer over there. She manages the group and does the training. And every 2 weeks, she does another webinar about 2 to 4 different properties that she goes in. You can go register. She walks through how to register an account, how to optimize it, and how to interlink it to other accounts, right? To other profiles. And that expands the entity footprint. And that just, it works like crazy. It takes time. That's why I don't recommend any one of you do it. But, you can put a VA into it and just every 2 weeks have them go out and create another 2 to 4 properties, right? And so you just keep expanding and expanding. And eventually you hit this kind of tipping point where like this critical mass where all of a sudden you are just like for map stuff or for local stuff, you just rank and it almost becomes unmovable. And so again, I like to keep it simple. I just do branded tier 1 rings for all projects, client projects, my own projects, and keep it real simple. And like I said, I'm only syndicating to Tumblr and WordPress and the Facebook page. And then if there's a Twitter profile, I'll connect it to that too. I don't even care about the rest of the applets, honestly. It's more about just the branded profiles and interlinking them, if that makes sense. So BB, in your case, test with it if you want to spend a bunch of time. But I know some of the questions that you've had over the last couple of months is that you need to make money. That's not going to make you money. Like playing with all those different kind of elaborate schemes isn't going to make you money. Selling the service will. So but perhaps you just stick with the simple version of it and then just go out and figure out how to monetize it, right? Sell it to people, or if you're doing affiliate stuff or whatever, then try it if you think it might help. And report back, let us know. I just know I'd rather keep it simple so I can do more of that, like scale it, if that makes sense. It's a good question.